Hi, my name is Elizabeth Lenzo, and the song I chose was Young and Beautiful by the DH Orchestra, and it's from the film The Great Gatsby. The composers are Lana Del Rey and Richard Knowles, and the singer in the piece is Lana Del Rey. So, The Great Gatsby phenomena. The piece was written for the movie, but the movie is based on a book by F. Scott Fitzgerald that he wrote in 1925 and has been made into many films. That's the book cover. And then many films. There's one of the films, another one, and that's the most recent one that came out on May 10th this year. And for those who aren't familiar with the story, it's about two people who fell in love, but then due to certain circumstances were separated for around 5 years. And then when they get back into each other's lives, you hear this song in the most recent film. And so it kind of acts like their love anthem. It's played over a dozen times in the film, but each time is a little different, whether it's sung by someone else or it's playing in the background. But the version I chose was the DH Orchestra version. So the soundtrack came out in May, and in the first week it sold over 136,840 copies. And there's the album cover. So let's meet the composers. The composer on your left is Lana Del Rey, and she was born in New York, and she was born on June 21st, 1986. Her real name is Elizabeth Woolridge Grant. She got her name from combining an old Hollywood actress by the name of Lana Turner and a Ford Del Rey. And so when she released her first album in October of 2011, the studio album, she came out with the stage name Lana Del Rey. Some of her other popular hits are Dark Paradise, Radio, Bright Lights, and Summertime Sadness. Moving on to the composer on your right, that is Richard Knowles. He was born in San Francisco. He's born in San Francisco and started writing songs at the age of 13. He went to school at Berkeley, but then decided to move back home to San Francisco to be in a band with some of his friends. And he played just small gigs here and there, and then decided to go off on his own and start really writing music. The first song that he wrote that was popular was called I Can't Wait, and it was soon recorded by Stevie Nicks and became Knowles' first Hot 100 song and reached number 16. Knowles also worked with artists such as Madonna, CeeLo Green, John Legend, Nelly Furtado, and Lana Del Rey. These two composers met in the summer of 2011, and they co-wrote the song Summertime Sadness, which was one of Lana Del Rey's most popular songs, and this piece, Young and Beautiful. So, a little more about the piece. Like I said, the song Young and Beautiful was released on April 23rd, even though the rest of the album was released in May. The genre is an alternative rock ballad. The label that Lana is also signed to and released this album was Water Tower Interscope. And the composers, like we talked about, are Lana Del Rey and Richard Knowles, and the producers are Richard Knowles and Al Shucks. So, now let's take a closer look at the song. The form of this song is it's strophic. It has 3 strokes, and it has a verse and refrain. The meter is quadruple, 4/4, and the texture is both homophonic and polyphonic. The harmony is relaxing, and it's consonant, and the rhythm is overall slow, but it tends to pick up with the help of a violin during the chorus. It's relatively quiet. It's piano throughout the entire piece, and the tempo is moderato, and it's in the chorus, it's al dente, and the melody is it's narrow, ascending, and conjunct. So now I'm going to go ahead and play the first strophe for you. It's my favorite part. It really introduces the piece, and I'm just going to kind of explain some of these things while the song plays. Some voices kind of add some mystery to it. It's really slow. You hear the cello. She starts singing.
I've seen the world, done it all, had my cake now. I am in, really Lazy days, city lights, the way you play with me like a child. Will you still love me when I'm no longer young, beautiful? Will you still love me when I got nothing but my aching soul? I know you will, I know you will, I know that you will. Will you still love me when I'm no longer beautiful?
Okay, so that was the first stroke, the verse and the refrain. And if you kind of hear the difference between the first and the second, the verse is kind of mysterious. The verse is very like haunting almost, and it just explains like her difficulty and her remembering the summer nights that her and her lover had, and then it goes into the chorus, and it kind of gives hope, like, will you still love me even as we grow old? So then now I'm going to let you listen to the rest of the piece and just kind of focus on what I discussed here.
Seen the world, lit it up as my stage now. Channeling angels in the new age now. Hot summer days, rock and roll, the way you play for me at your show, and all the ways I got to know your pretty face and electric soul. Will you still love me when I'm no longer young and beautiful? Will you still love me when I got nothing but my aching soul? I know you will, I know you will, I know that you will. Will you still love me when I'm no longer beautiful? Dear Lord, when I get to heaven, please let me bring my man. When he comes, tell me that you'll let him in. Father, tell me if you can. All that grace, all that body, all that face makes me wanna party. He's my sun, he makes me shine like diamonds. Will you still love me when I'm no longer young and beautiful? Will you still love me when I got nothing but my aching soul? I know you will, I know you will, I know that you will. Will you still love me when I'm no longer beautiful? Will you still love me when I'm no longer beautiful? Will you still love me when I'm not young and beautiful?
Okay, so there's the song. So now here's a little bit more. Throughout the song we heard French horns, trombone, the violin, of course, especially in the chorus, the cello, the percussion of the timpani, the trumpets, and the orchestral bells. The voice, and you hear the voices, especially at the very beginning. It's, like I said, the very mysterious part. That's what you heard. And then the solo voices with Lana Del Rey, and she's a contralto. You hear the solo instruments of the cello, the violin. It's a 30-piece orchestra that you hear. And the function was in the film The Great Gatsby. So now let's talk about the mood and how the piece kind of makes you feel. For me, I feel that the piece is very haunting and very somber at times, but it also it did a very good job of explaining the love story between the two characters. The organization was it was strophic form, like I said. It had the verse and the refrain, and it kind of like answered the chorus. Kind of did a job of like resolving the verse. The surprises throughout the piece, and what I mean by surprise is kind of like the first time through, I listened to mostly the lyrics. and it tells a very, very beautiful story. But then after listening to it more, the use of the orchestra really helps create, like I said, the mood and the haunting feel of the entire piece. And then my favorite part of the piece is probably Lana's voice and the way that she sings the lyrics. I think that, you know, her voice is what makes the piece so special. She has a very unique sound with that. So, and that's all. And these are my references. Thank you.